Hello everybody. I got a 99 Jeep Grand Cherokee with that inline 6, the 4-liter, and I just got done changing the crankshaft positioning sensor. And I'll tell you what, this wasn't no fun at all. I'm like most everybody else out there. I've worked on stuff all my life and consider myself a pretty good mechanic. Well, I thought I'd get on YouTube and, see how it was done. Well, the thing about videos like that or going to a shop and asking them how to fix something, they tell you just enough to make it dangerous. I searched change crankshaft positioning sensor 99 Grand Cherokee. Well, the first thing to come up was a video by a guy that calls himself BT Dog. And don't follow his advice or you're going to be a mad SOB and it will not work. About the third or fourth video down was from a guy called Steve Kicks, and he was the most help, but it was a little misleading. The first thing you need to do, like all of them say, and ignore the shovel propping up the hood, it's a little redneck thing, is down over in here. You can kind of see where I'm pointing, give you the general ideas where you unhook the thing at. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pop this thing off here. There's a 10mm bolt that holds it in, and then there's a screw here you loosen up to take that loose, and that comes right up off of there. Then stuff a rag in it so nothing goes down in there. Now that crankshaft positioning sensor is right down in there, and unless you're a little skinny arm guy like me with pipe cleaner size arms, you're not going to be able to reach it very easily. Do not, and I repeat, do not try and get that bolt out from there. That will not work. Here is the old part. One bolt that holds it in. Now that guy, BT Dog, in the first video, talked about a little access panel. This one right here. You pop a few interior pieces off. This part up here pops right out. Couple of screws hold this other thing in. Then you take this guy off, a little air conditioner vent, and he showed this access hole. You can look right in there and see it. It's staring you right in the face. Well, he's right about that. And then he showed taking his ratchet, putting it in at this angle right in here. Let me get this off of here so you can see a little bit better. His showed it like, well, it's not going to show very good, but at this angle here, and he said you just ratchet it right out. It showed him turning it real easy. That absolutely will not work. The bolt does not line up. It's more down at this angle here. I had even went so far as to take the other access panel off, thinking I could get to that. That will not work, no way, shape, or form. I suppose if you had one of them L-shaped, I don't know what you call them, swivel things or whatever, that might work, but I really doubt it. Now that guy, Steve Kicks, he said to take the transmission shift linkage bracket off so you can get up in there to get to it. That did work. It's a 17mm bolt and a 10mm bolt. And that bracket comes loose. You pop the shifter cable off and take the spring off. Well, he said to take a 6-inch extension and it'll come right out. That absolutely will not work once again. I spent 3 hours going back and forth between what these two guys were saying, watching their videos over and over, and I was getting nowhere. I was to the point to where I was going to take the thing to someone else and have them screw with it and just pay whatever it cost. Well, I went back inside and Googled some stuff, and there was a guy in one of them Jeep forums that said that he changed it, and what he done is he got about 30 inches worth of extension and was able to reach it. And you can see what I've got here. I've got this extension here. I'm not quite sure how long it is. Then, get this off of here. I use one of these things here so I can have a little bit of flex to it, and it it's an 11mm bolt that holds that in. That first guy, BD Dog, claimed it was a 10mm. He is 100% wrong about that. A 10mm will not go on there, no way, shape, or form. Now, the other guy, Steve Kicks, said it was an 11mm, so I Googled it, and sure enough, it is an 11mm. Not saying that Steve Kicks doesn't know what he's talking about. It appears he has a lot of stuff on there, but he said a 6-inch one will reach it. That absolutely will not work. On that Jeep forum, one guy said that you could take and lower the transmission cross member about 1 inch to make it easier. Maybe so, but that wasn't necessary. I was able to get this big long extension in there, and with that other one I just showed you, and was able to get that bolt right out. The thing lifted right up, and then when you go to put it back in, you reach back in there, push the thing through, bring it around, connect it, kabam, it's hooked up. Now the hardest part was getting that bolt back in there. I was able to use that little swivel thing and my 11mm, and I got it started. Then I hooked it all back up with this big long extension, and it was a slow process, but I finally got it. So the next time you think, hey, I'm just going to YouTube this and see how to do it, remember, there's a reason why these guys are stopping and starting the camera. And one thing that they said, once you get it out, and what they're neglecting to telling you is that there's more to it than what it is. I'm just doing this video to save everybody a big headache like I did. It's 90+ degrees out here today, and I spent 3 hours in the hot sun trying to get this changed. And when I got on that Jeep forum, that guy said I could probably do this again in a half an hour, and I believe he's right. Also too, when I started that bolt back in that mounts the thing, he said that he closed his eyes like he was blind to thread it in, and that's something I've always done, and it worked. So I hope this helps everybody out, and don't believe everything you read on the internet.